So let's go to the next question, and this comes from Knight Abraham, who says, "Hey, I am just a sec." Yeah, yeah, I hear you. I'm working on it.
Okay.
All right, let's see. No data. Stream is healthy. It says here it's back. Is it back, you guys? You got me back? Seems to be back. Unfrozen. Okay, look, I'm gonna back up a bit, and just reread the question, and I'll start the answer again. So this comes from Knight Abraham, who says, "I'm an ex-Muslim follower of Christ from Afghanistan. Some Islamic traditions." Great, thank you. Some Islamic traditions. I lost my place. There we go. Felt really spiritual and comforting, such as praying on an Islamic rug, etc. Is it okay if I keep some of those? So at first, I just wanted to acknowledge, like, I understand the temptation, or I don't want to put it that way, like I'm trying to make it negative, but I understand the desire to keep some of those traditions. Those things can feel very spiritual, but let me ask it to you in a totally different way. Let's say that you were formerly Mormon. Okay, so Mormonism is definitely not Christianity, and it's incorporated in a lot of specific weird religious things. And the temple rituals, one of them being getting baptized for the dead, is something that they do on a regular basis. And so someone might go to the Mormon temple or the baptism location and then get baptized on behalf of a dead person, and they might feel very spiritual. Maybe they did 10 people that day, and then they go on their day and they feel really spiritual and good. Is that something that they should do now as a Christian? And the answer is, like, obviously not, right? Because it's not just a ritual, it's a ritual that has connected to it unbiblical and false teachings, and it might bring comfort, but maybe just time just needs to go by where you let go of that thing. But what if you have a ritual type thing that's not connected to any unbiblical teachings? Like something really simple, like maybe when you pray, and when you prayed in some previous religion, you would always sing your prayers. And so as a Christian, you think, I really would like to sing my prayers. And I would be like, well, there's nothing really religiously connected to that. Like, it's just a slightly different way of doing. I don't really have a problem with that. So here's my question to you, Knight Abraham. Can you vet through everything that you've experienced as a Muslim and that you might want to redo or recapture and ask yourself a question? Does this have unbiblical teachings connected to it? Or is it just an innocuous kind of behavior that's not really saying anything one way or another? So I don't know why Muslims pray on rugs. I don't know why. I'm not entirely sure why the prayer happens in these particular patterns. I know they pray towards Mecca. That might be something you feel like you want to do. I'd recommend you don't do that, as a way of saying, no, Mecca is not the center. Mecca is not the conduit through which my prayers run, or something like that. So I would recommend you specifically rebel against anything that is teaching unbiblical things, and that you wait on your sort of like nostalgia to catch up to these new Christian practices and remind you of the goodness of those things. Be careful, because there's just this tendency we have. Like, remember the Egyptians, or the Israelites, when they came out of Egypt, they had this major problem. I was just checking the stream again because it glitched earlier. They immediately wanted to create an idol and worship it. And they wanted to incorporate idolatry into their worship of God. And this was something God absolutely hated, right? That's kind of a big deal. Why did they want to? Like, because in Egypt, they were just used to that sort of thing. So we have a natural human tendency to want to bring things from our past, especially the nostalgia of our spirituality that we've had when we were younger. Vet those things very carefully. Make sure they're totally innocuous before considering bringing them into your normal Christian practice. That would be my thoughts on that.